Alright, so today we're gonna fly some FPV. And this guy, first time ever seeing an Inspire?
I don't know what to expect. I know it's a movie drone, so it's gonna be big.
Guess what the quality is?
I don't
So
know.
you're about to film's 4K.
Yeah, this is like 10K.
Okay, it's not there yet, but it's 8K 75 frames per second. Whoa! Ready?
Oh my.
So this video will be split up into 5 parts. The first part is me unboxing and talking about each drone component that is in the Inspire 3, and we're going to do a flight and talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the drone. And then we're going to talk about the additional features that the drone comes along with, for example, Waypoint Pro and Spotlight Pro. And as we go on in the video, I'm going to talk about some things some YouTubers may have not told you about and some features that I think are really cool. And then I'm going to set up the controller and talk about it as we go on in the video and set up our second dual RC Plus controller. And I'm going to show you how it works. And there will be a small segment of comparing the Inspire 2 Cendence controller with the RC Plus controller from the Inspire 3. See what the differences are. And then in the next video, we're going to be checking out the comparison between the Inspire 2 and Inspire 3. Enjoy the video.
So let's start with the gimbal. This is the Zenmuse X9 8K Air. It does not come with a lens, but I installed a lens in there already because I just did a flight. This camera is capable of shooting 8K 75 frames per second. The reason I'm saying capable is because you have to buy a license to fly 75 frames per second in 8K. But without, you get 8K 30, which is completely fine because I also can access 8K 24, 25, and others. So this gimbal is actually extremely light. It's a lot lighter than what we have on the Ronin 4D. Unlike the Ronin 4D, this does not have built-in NDs. So basically you do have to buy them separately. And over here, we have the lens case. So this lens case is used for, storing your lenses. So I have a second lens, which is the 24mm. All right, let's get to the drone. This is the Inspire 3 drone, and it is actually super small and light for the quality that you're actually getting. So unlike the other Mavic drones and the Air drones, this uses 2 batteries at once and it flies. Basically, it gives you a huge amount of flight time. These batteries are super easy to install. But first of all, to check the battery level, this is how you check it. And that's it. That's super easy. So as you can see, mine are fully charged. So this is how you put the battery in. You're going to just slide that into the slot over here and you can hear the click. To take out the batteries, super simple. There's a lever right over here. What you're just going to do is pull that outward towards the back and then boom, that's the battery out. So before you install the camera, this drone has to go up because the camera sits right here at the bottom. So what you're going to do is press the power button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's going to power up and it's going to raise up its landing legs. So the Inspire 3's FPV camera is, wow, such a huge improvement from the Inspire 2. This is a 1/1.8 sensor and it has night vision. So amazing. This is like perfect for a cinema drone like this. Okay, so let's now hop into the camera view. This is the FPV camera over here. So basically, what you can do is go in the settings and then remote controller settings, and then you can customize your RC button. So I customize my RC button for the FPV camera to go up and down by just pressing this R2 button over here, and it's gonna go up, it's gonna recenter, it's gonna go back up. So a really great thing about the Inspire 3 is that you can hot swap batteries. So basically, you don't even need to turn off the drone to swap batteries out and stuff. You can just simply take one battery out, and you can even do that when it's updating because there's still one battery powering the drone, right? and then you can slide your second set of batteries in, and it's gonna stay on. DJI always had these combos where they came with these little pouches like the Avata. They all have great cases, but this is a huge improvement. The Inspire 2 case is quite blocky and it's quite hard to carry. This case has wheels on it, so basically you can use it as a suitcase and just stroll around. One thing about the case is that.
Done. Alright, so we're back at the normal spot. I 3D printed this little mount over here so I can mount another high brightness monitor above the controller because I can see the camera module better and the FPV camera better, so I know where I'm flying and I know what shot I'm getting, so I don't have to switch between screens on the main controller. One thing that you have to remember is always screen record your main controller screen, just in case anything happens. You can show DJI support, DJI care. So as you can see, there is a Super 35 mode over here, but our resolution will be tuned down to 4.1K because it's like a cropped image. So recording codec is kind of like a compression thing. ProRes 422 HQ, oh my days, are the file sizes big. So let's stick to ProRes 422 HQ just to get the most detail out of the camera. All right, let's take off. Would you look at that thing? Alright, so why don't we film some buildings? But I'm a solo operator, so how can I control the camera and also fly at the same time? That would be super dangerous, right? So what we're gonna do is turn on the waypoint feature. We're gonna create our waypoint and press auto add waypoint. So I'm gonna fly at the direction I want to fly. Alright, for example, this is where we want to stop, and this is where we want to end our waypoints. So we're filming in D-Log right now so that we have the most flexibility when color grading our footage. Oh, speaking of footage, I'd like to thank Dehancer for sponsoring this video. If you're super into cinematography and film looks and stuff, this is like the perfect color grading plugin for you because Dehancer is literally the film-like color grading plugin for every single platform, like Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve. For example, over here you can see I can select whatever camera I have. So for example, I have the DJI Osmo Action 4 filming in D-Log M. I can select that. And over here right below it, you have this film tab, which you can select your film look. And below that, you have so many more options, like how much film compression you want, how much grain you want. You can literally make your videos like it's a movie. This following clip will be all shot by the Inspire 3 and simply color graded by Dehancer. Check this out. For me, this is one of the best plugins I've ever used in Premiere Pro, and I feel like you would really enjoy it too. So just in case if you're interested in getting Dehancer or trying it out, yes, there is a 30-day free trial, but if you really like it, you can use my code KOALASHOTS for 10% off, and it will also give me a small kickback, and it will really help me out. Thank you so much for your support, and let's get back to the video. So we're gonna press gimbal settings over here, and then you can see gimbal profile 2, profile 3, and then you can like muck around with the settings. So as you can see, for gimbal profile 2, I have it a bit faster, and then gimbal profile 1, I have like it kind of like slow in some parts and fast in some parts. But in gimbal profile 3, this is perfect for my 50mm lens so that I have smooth gimbal control. So let's push forward on our stick now. Let's see if cruise control works over here. Okay, cruise control is activated. Cruise control is gonna automatically exit after you finish the waypoints. And if you wanna go back, of course you can. Just activate cruise control just like that. I have to say, having a second operator would really help you on the Inspire because yeah, this is super hard on the gimbal dials. You can leave one battery over here at the back and then hot swap your second battery in just like that. So for example, you ran out of battery, but you still want to do the exact same waypoint. No problem. Just press execute and then press resume. Let's press 3D dolly, check our settings. And after you upload the flight mission and you press start, the drone will immediately
the drone will immediately take off by itself and it'll do its own thing. It'll go to its waypoint destination, and I find this super cool because this is just like the Enterprise drones. Okay, one thing that a lot of people don't know about is how do you like precisely control the FPV camera. I've been trying to find this out for so long. There's a button over here, and usually it's this button that has the gimbal go up and down. To precisely control the FPV camera, you're gonna hold this button and then use the gimbal dial to tune your camera up and down. So that just makes your life so much easier, right? Look at that. Wow, you can see the islands behind it. So this is a 25 waypoint route. Let's save this. I'm gonna first come back, swap the batteries out, and I'm gonna be using the 24mm wide angle lens so that I can get like the full Hong Kong skyline. 3, 2, 1, full ahead. Cruise control. Just gonna slowly pan our gimbal. Okay, so I forgot to start recording. You can see some birds over there. I hope they don't fly into me. That would be horrendous. This shot will get more of the buildings that are known in Hong Kong. Look at that. I just want to say, the camera that's recording this is the tiniest camera that I have, and it is just doing flawlessly. This is the Sony ZV1. The battery life is amazing on the ZV1, I have to say, especially when it's recording also.
Next up, DJI will provide you with a bunch of different cables based on your country. So the power cables are actually for the charging hub. And this charging hub is incredible. I mean, the layout, the design, it's super portable, and you can just simply fit this at the side of the case without worrying that it's gonna fall, because there's going to be a strap over here to lock it tight. So the charging hub can fit up to 8 TB51 batteries. So basically 4 sets of batteries for you to use, which is actually really plenty for a long shoot. I'm saying it's a lot because of the charging hub. There are 3 charging modes. There is a super fast mode, there is a normal mode, and there is a silent mode. So basically these modes would determine how fast the batteries will be charged. For the super fast mode, it will charge 1 set of batteries straight up to 90%. But of course, using the super fast mode may damage the cells also, so try not to use that too often. At the front of the charging hub also comes with a USB-C port, and DJI also provides you with this cable. So this cable is basically the cable to charge your RC Pro. So this RC Pro has a bunch of slots at the back, which is just amazing. We have a USB-C slot, we have a full-size HDMI port, we have a micro SD slot, and a USB-A slot. Now the RC Pro is it's basically an upgrade to the Cendence remote controller that you have to buy separately for the Inspire 2. So over here I actually installed a sun hood because it's quite sunny nowadays. Over here at the back, you just push it in, and you can see that I installed an external battery over here. This is the WB37 battery. This battery is going to extend the battery life on the RC Plus. You don't actually need this if you're going to do like short flights and stuff and you're going to be constantly charging the controller, because this has an internal battery that's going to last you around 1 or 2 hours. But adding this battery over here definitely helps. So the controller and the drone uses the OcuSync 3 Pro transmission, not the OcuSync 4. If DJI is going to not come out with an Inspire 4 in the future, maybe they can make an upgraded Inspire 3 with the O4 Pro transmission. Who knows? Over here at the back, there is like this thing where it leans against you, so you get a good grip of the controller instead of like it swinging around like the other DJI controllers, which is, oh my days, horrible. And of course, because this is a really heavy controller, it comes with a controller harness, which has these clips that clips on to these two hooks over here at the back of the controller. So the Inspire 3 does offer dual operator mode, but then it only comes with 1 controller, so you have to buy the second controller separately. So I have the strap and the monitor hood for the second RC Pro. So these sticks are height adjustable. What I usually do is just twist them upward. So this actually comes pre-installed into the RC Plus when you get the Inspire 3, but for the second one, it doesn't come with the set, so you have to install it yourself. What you're gonna do is just twist this up so that these little two things are facing inside. You're gonna slide this under the controller over here, but not cross the metal rod. I'm gonna use the two provided screws and screw that into the RC Plus. All right, so let's pair the RC Plus to the Inspire 3. Number one, you can see that it's just the controller over here. What we're gonna press is controller A. This is gonna give you a list of options: link to aircraft, switch to controller B, and device health management. What we're gonna do is press switch to controller B, and then just hold the back of the aircraft to pair. And then you can see linking complete. So over here in controller B, we're gonna tap to obtain the gimbal control. And then
Obtained gimbal control.
this stick over here is pan. To adjust the tilt, we're going to just push this up and down, super simple. And if you want to bank, you're going to use this. So over here, there is a white and blue button on the two controllers. Basically what these are is determine which controller is controller B and which one is controller A. So right now this should be controller A and this is controller B. And if you want your drone partner to do the flying instead, you can just request, and then the other person will have to press their button, and then the controller will be switched over here. And that's how you use dual controllers.
Okay, so now I have the Cendence remote controller from the Inspire 2 and the RC Pro from the Inspire 3. Let's see the difference between these two and what actually has improved for the Inspire 3 and what the Inspire 2 controller has that is better than the Inspire 3. So these two controllers actually are like completely different. This is like more of a phantom style. This is more of a, let's say, enterprise style. So now the question is, why does the Inspire 3 have like the normal antennas? Why not mount a patch antenna? Actually, the Inspire 3 has an O3 Pro transmission, while this is not even OcuSync. This is just, this is like the old version of transmissions. What I really like about this controller, unlike the Inspire 3 controller, the side over here has these dials which controls the rates of your controller. So for example, you're flying in normal mode and you're just gonna push the stick all the way forward, and if you want to increase your speed, you can just turn that up and the tilt will like slowly increase and you're gonna go faster. Like, I mean, it's a really useful function that you have on the Inspire 2. One big difference is that you can have extremely precise control, because number one, the Inspire 3 joysticks are a lot smaller than the Inspire 2 Cendence ones, which makes the Inspire 2 actually have a lot more precise control. But for the Inspire 2, you must have like some kind of iPad or the CrystalSky, while the Inspire 3 has a built-in screen, built-in computer and everything. So it's literally straight up plug and play, not even like any extras that you have to do. Another thing is that none of these have built-in batteries. So of course, we need external batteries like the WB57 batteries to mount at the back of the Cendence remote controller, and also the back of your CrystalSky monitor if you have one. Now let's talk about buttons. For the Inspire 3 controller, all of these are customizable buttons. These are all customizable also, and you have a dial over here for like shutter speed, exposure control, and these are gimbal dials, photo, video, and you also have a control transfer button, which the Inspire 2 does not have. For the Inspire 2, a bunch of these are actually kind of just locked over here, so you can't really like customize your buttons. But at the back over here, which is quite interesting, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like customizable buttons. So like you have a bunch of buttons over here at the back. This is your focus switch. But some people are probably gonna go, oh, why is the focus dial so small? I want to use like a hand focus pull or something. Well, this is where the compatibility thing comes in. So you can literally get the focus hand wheel over here and mount it at the back of the thing, It's gonna hang over here. Now I think this is meant for the slave controller because basically the plug over here literally replaces the panel over here, the panel antenna. So you have to install the normal antennas if you want to use this. So both of these controllers come with the full-size HDMI port. As you can see over here, we have one USB-A, but instead of USB-C, which the RC Pro, is it RC Pro? But instead of the USB-C that the RC Plus has, the Cendence remote controller uses the micro USB plug, which is like the standard back then, I guess. Like, you can definitely tell the amount of improvement that DJI just put in from the Inspire 2 to the Inspire 3, although there are some things that we want back, like the big dials. Although it is going to take up a lot more space, I hope they have an option in the future, maybe Inspire 4? So I recently heard about the Mavic 4 Pro like releasing soon, and they have this, and they have the RC, maybe they're gonna call it RC3 Pro, but basically the screen is going to lift up and it's just one controller. So I think there may be bigger dials on the Mavic 4 Pro controller, so maybe DJI can like implement the same thing with the Inspire 4. We don't know if it's gonna come out or not, but maybe two big dials over here and the whole entire monitor raising up just like that, and like you have the freedom to do a lot more. Like you can put a bunch of buttons over here or something. I mean, that's just an idea, because a fraction of the people actually want control over quality. So, well, it's your decision. What DJI improved about the Inspire 3 controller is that they put the pause button right above the joystick. Unlike this, when you have to like let go of the stick and then press the pause button. So at the side over here, you have two SD card slots for the Inspire 2. I never really like used the slots before, but I guess this is to like save video cache or something. But I mean, the Inspire 3 is like definitely a lot more compact and easier to set up. You can just like turn it on and you're ready to go. Unlike the Inspire 2 with the batteries and stuff, it's a lot of setting up than just flying. But DJI was smart with the batteries, because Inspire 2 people transferring to an Inspire 3 will have a lot of these WB37 batteries. So they actually use the same thing for the Inspire 3, which is amazing, because I don't think there needs to be a change, and it's a lot easier for people to transfer from Inspire 2 to Inspire 3, and instead of like buying all new sets of batteries like the TB50 and TB51 batteries for the drones itself, which is just why. So we have come to an end on this part of the video. In the next video, we're going to be checking out the difference between the Inspire 3 and the Inspire 2 themselves. And wow, let me just say, the Inspire 3 is significantly lighter than the Inspire 2. Somehow you get 8K 75 frames per second footage, and that gets 5K or 4K something ProRes RAW maximum. Meanwhile, yeah, the Inspire 3 is pretty much better in every single way. We're gonna do a few dual operator flights and get into more details in the controllers, transmission system, and what special features they have themselves. I also am gonna release some other reviews on the Osmo Mobile 7. Well, it's mounted onto an FPV drone right now. I'm trying it out, and the RS4 series gimbals. Can't wait to release those videos. I also got a bunch of handheld footage from the Inspire 3, and I mean, it is an amazing handheld drone, I have to say. You can just raise the landing gears and hold the drone by its legs just like that. And I mean, the gimbal stabilization, since the gimbal can lock itself, so basically whichever way you spin it, the gimbal is going to stay right in place, and you're going to get really stable footage, pretty much similar to the Ronin 4D without the fourth axis. But anyways, this is it for the Inspire 3. I have to say, it's really good for people who want to get really good footage. I mean, the only barrier that we have right now is the price of this thing. There are a bunch of Inspire 2s out there in the market, and I mean, a lot of people still use the Inspire 2 because it captures great footage and it can do pretty much the same thing as the Inspire 3 regarding the camera, except that there are a few issues here and there.
not with the drone, but with just like, for example, the transmission system. But I mean, this is still a great drone to use right now. But the great thing is that if you have the X7, you can use the lenses on the X7 with the Inspire 3 on the X9, unless it is the 16mm, which is only fit for the Super 35 sensor on the Inspire 2. But we'll talk more about the Inspire 2 in the next video. I know it's been quite a long time since I last posted because I have a lot of schoolwork and exams to deal with right now. But anyways, I will see you in the next one.
Nah, I can't have people see that happen, bro. That's gonna hurt the whole entire industry.